individually, we're actually quite different, although in many ways we're the same. Our cultures are different, we grew up in different places, we live in different climates, our tastes are different, our lifestyles are different. We know that basically, white flour, white sugar, white rice, these items are processed, but in general, there are foods that we like and prefer based off of our own choices, and lean into that. And it's not so much what experts on a panel will tell you, but what you experience yourself when you're listening to your body. That's incredibly powerful. For myself, I was a sugar enabler for many years. I had, ironically, a sweet shop in Scarsdale. And now I have the privilege of teaching people how to take the sugar out of their diets and deconstruct their cravings. So who'd have thunk of that? Do any of you have any questions? And, we can bounce the microphone back and forth.
No. I saw, can you still hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Here you go.
In the movie, you mostly mentioned type 2 diabetes, and I didn't hear type 1 diabetes. Does it help type 1 diabetes as well?
Yeah, absolutely. They were just talking about certain case studies, but really all chronic diseases. They're talking about, the potential for preventing and reversing heart disease, cardiovascular disease, both types of diabetes, cholesterol. Look at the firefighters. They switched to a plant-based diet or plant-centered. Wherever you are on your healthy eating journey, you can take a step back to processed foods, oils, things that are extracted. They say you're better off eating the olives than the olive oil. But if you can take that approach, then you don't have the mind games of feeling deprived, because it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. Every moment you have a snack, a meal, is an opportunity to make a smart choice and to reap the benefits of that energetically, physiologically. It's all your personal, choices and a journey you're taking for yourself, for your family, for the planet. Absolutely.
Okay, so you answered my second question, which was about osteoporosis. I have osteoporosis. And you were talking about reducing the fat in the milk, or at least the film was talking about reducing the fat in the milk. But in essence, you're talking that the whole vegan process or plant food diet would help as well. Is that?
They were saying that even low-fat dairy products are just as bad as regular dairy products. They were saying there's absolutely no difference, because the protein content is what the issue is, not the fat content. So the protein levels are still just as high, and that is what extracts the calcium from your bones. So they were saying all dairy products, no matter low fat or high fat, are just as bad for you.
I see. Thank you.
I would say that if there's anybody in the room who felt like they couldn't completely eliminate dairy, to drop down and take some dairy that's a leaner version. In the same case in meat. There are absolutes here, but the panel we're not physicians, we're recommending the lifestyle, which is what they're advocating.
Can I say something about that? There are actually so many incredible, it's very overwhelming for people who haven't experienced this lifestyle to like even comprehend or think about trying to get rid of all these foods that they're so used to. The great thing is there are so many alternatives out there nowadays where you can feel like you're eating the products you've always eaten, but they're just made with different ingredients. For instance, when it comes to ice cream, for people who love ice cream, there are so many brands now that make ice cream with coconut milk instead of cow's milk. and it is absolutely delicious. You can buy it in Stop and Shop. You don't even have to go to a health food store. There's a brand called Purely Decadent, which I buy all the time. It has every flavor you can imagine: chocolate, cookie dough, whatever you like, peanut butter chocolate swirl. It's all made with coconut milk, and it is absolutely delicious. So people think that they have to give up all these things. What they're really doing is they're just substituting different ingredients. There are yogurts now that are made out of coconut milk that are absolutely delicious. In fact, the brand is called So Delicious. You can find that now in Stop and Shop and Whole Foods and all these other places.
You know, that brings the whole conversation about sugar into the mix. And from my standpoint, I would say, you know, shop for ice cream that's fruit juice sweetened. You know, not sugar that's going to be suppressing your metabolism. Part of Health Starts Here, it's based off of 4 healthy eating principles. That's eating whole food, food your grandparents would recognize, simple, sometimes organic, local, seasonal. Healthy fats, which we consider, and as I said, Esselstyn, T. Colin Campbell, these are all people on our medical advisory board of Health Starts Here. Rip Esselstyn, the firefighter who headed up the Engine 2. He's actually training right now with Lance Armstrong, which is kind of compelling. They both live down in Austin, Texas. So I said whole foods is the first principle, healthy fats, avocados, nuts and seeds, taking a step-back approach to oil because it's inflaming and is processed. Nutrient density. If you walk into the Whole Foods market, you'll see there's an Andes scoring system. It's a measure of calories against nutrient density. I give healthy eating tours. I walk people around one-on-one. I invite you all to check out the 28-Day Healthy Eating Challenge, which I'm offering effective April 1. I'll send you information, menu planning, recipes, all kinds of information that will allow you to experiment in your own eating life. And then the last healthy eating principle, whole food, healthy fat, nutrient dense, and what we call plant strong, as opposed to only plants. In this movie they were talking about plant-centered, but that's plant strong is a really good word because it doesn't make you feel like something's being taken out necessarily, but plant-centered, plant strong.
And you got to realize you're not really giving up anything, you're gaining your life back. When you were a baby, you wasn't given meat. But that was the most integral part of your life, was when you were a baby, when you were developing. So don't think you're giving up anything. You might have a taste for meat, you might have a taste for chicken, all those things, but I've been doing this since November. And you know, I might get an urge every once in a while. I'm not going to say that, you know, I'm completely stopped everything, but it's not a challenge. It's just you got to have the right amount of wherewithal to understand that you're doing this for you, your family, your kids. I mean, how many people here know someone that has diabetes or someone? I mean, just raise your hand. How many people know that? I mean, look at that. That's the room. This is the difference. It can start with you. And starting with you is you can talk to that person, you can help that person, you can introduce a plant diet or dish or just to help that person out. If you know they're going through things or if they have these frailties or these issues, you can start by introducing some plant-based diet foods. And you don't really necessarily have to tell them because the food is still good. I mean, I trick the kids. You know, they think they're eating hot dogs. And it's soy dogs, so, and you know, the ice cream is soy, you know, but don't take it as a challenge. Don't think of it as you're giving up. I mean, we do have the challenge with Rana. I would recommend that everyone sign up. Definitely, Rana and I, we're going to be working together. We'll be going around Whole Foods. I'm going to go with her and take you guys, and you look at labels and know what to buy and know what to look for and what not to eat and what to eat. Because I think that's the main challenge where people are like, I don't know. It says natural fruit juice, and the second word is fructose. I mean, it's certain things you gotta look for, guys. That's all.